Welcome along to Film Talk. I'm Richard Edwards, and today we're looking at the upcoming film Palmer, starring Justin Timberlake and directed by the incredible Fisher Stevens, and soon to be released on Apple TV. Here's a clip.
Kids are mean, especially when they see something that they ain't used to seeing.
You ain't nothing but a criminal. You got no right looking after any child.
The film was produced in 2019, was due to be released kind of first half of 2020, but due to the pandemic that was delayed and distribution rights were picked up by Apple TV, who will be releasing the film at the end of January 2021. Now, the film is directed by Fisher Stevens, who in his early career appeared as Ben in Short Circuit, but his credits also include the Academy Award for Best Documentary Feature for The Cove, and also for directing a whole range of different films, including Before the Flood with Leonardo DiCaprio, produced by Martin Scorsese. Now, we see Justin Timberlake here as Eddie Palmer, who plays a former college football superstar who had high hopes of turning professional, but those were shattered when he spent some time in prison. Now, in the film, he returns back to his hometown here, and he sees his kind of past keeping up with him and really following his every footstep. He can't seem to get away from the mistakes of the past. He forms a very sort of bizarre and unlikely friendship with a young boy called Sam Ryder, who's been abandoned by his mother. And Eddie Palmer kind of becomes a sort of surrogate father figure to Sam. But there's something a little bit different about Sam. He's not like any ordinary other boy in some respects. And he knows he's a boy, but he's also interested in things that girls might be interested in dressing up, in being a cheerleader, in having tea parties. Palmer is very much resisting this boy's behaviour. He can't understand why is he behaving like that. You do know you're a boy, he says to him. You know, it's a story that's very much of the 21st century, I think. It's a cutting-edge story. It's dealing with very important, very relevant social issues of today. And the Palmer character, is fighting off the prejudices. He slowly comes round to Sam's way of thinking and sees himself as a protector of Sam, and has to fight off, quite literally at times, the prejudices from the local town. That ends up putting him back in handcuffs, and he's determined to get back and be there to protect Sam and give him the freedom to explore who he is and who he thinks he might be. Eddie forms a relationship with a local woman, Maggie Hayes, played by Alicia Wainwright, and in many respects she provides a sort of counterbalance between the two, helping to bring some semblance of sanity and normality into the story. It's a film, I think, that has real awards potential, mainly because it's dealing with important and topical and socially challenging issues, and in that respect it's going to make it quite an awards contender. And I think with being directed by Fisher Stevens, you kind of see almost a documentary style coming across to the cinematography and the way the film has been presented to the screen. And of course, Fisher Stevens winning the Oscar for Best Documentary Feature a few years back. There's no surprise in that kind of style coming across. It's a film that may have quite a limited exposure in some respects. It's available on Apple TV. They bought the distribution rights in the middle of 2020 in the pandemic, when the film wasn't going to be shown at theatres, so that might limit its audience to some extent, but I think it will still be talked about, and there will be a longevity to its relevance and its importance going forward because of the subject matter and because of the way that it's been presented, and because of Justin Timberlake, who is a major star in his own right, a tremendous performer. He brings some of that power and stage presence to his portrayal of Eddie. You can see that in the trailer. But do tell us what you think. Have you seen the trailer? Are you looking forward to seeing Palmer coming out onto the small screen through Apple TV? Or are you looking forward to seeing it some other way if it gets on wider distribution in other areas? But do tell us what you think. We'd love to get your thoughts and views and be a part of the discussion, part of the debate. If you enjoyed the video, please do subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to click that little bell icon so you can get a notification every time we release a new video. But thanks for watching. See you next time.